Kill our the other light back
Where is Dave?
Dave is you get wardrobe change.
Oh, so you get both of these. Kill our
Are we ready, guys?
I am passionate about music. It doesn't really matter who it is. It doesn't really matter the artist or the type of music. What I really tie it to, and I think this is what a lot of people do, is at a time or a place or an event. It's like smell, one of our most important senses. My hearing is important. Whatever song was playing at that particular time, at an event or a time in my life that I want to remember, that song is stuck in my head. So what kind? Well, whatever the radio was tuned to that particular day.
Dave Chalk Connected is brought to you by Telus. The future is friendly.
I played the trumpet once, then I got braces and it hurt too much, so I had to quit. I went to guitar, wouldn't practice, tried the clarinet, tried the flute, tried about all of them. Big problem, didn't want to practice.
Everyone else stay still, quiet on set.
Go right away, and rolling, and action. Well, it's something that'll be written in history books for years to come. How a small device like the iPod turned the Apple Corporation around. There are now more than 5 million iPods in the world, and it's said that in the last 90 days, more than 1 million were sold. In fact, there's a whole iPod economy. Some figure in the area of 100 million or possibly more. There's diamond-encrusted iPods, there's Fendi bags to carry them in. The world is changing quickly, and digital music is on the move. One of the unique things Apple did in creating the iPod was realizing that many manufacturers would like to accessorize or provide things for it. In fact, quite different to the original Apple concept that was totally proprietary. Apple learned their lesson and decided, let's make it so everyone can add on. Universal docking ports in the bottom and the top of these allow for many devices to be connected to do many different things. In fact, one of the unique things that we came across is by a company called Griffin. It is a laser beam. You can see the standard power adapter and the 2-connector port which goes on the top side. Allows me to plug that in, and for $25, not only do you get a laser beam, but also they include the flashlight, as Mike has here in the mini iPod.
It's pretty cool. It's an LED flashlight, and for 25 bucks, it's pretty cool. You get both of them all in one package, and again, a great way to accessorize your iPod or your iPod mini.
That's right, and accessories are just the beginning. This one by Belkin is a voice recorder that will pop into the top of your iPod. I should know, this is for 3rd and 4th generation iPods, 3 and 4G, as well as the mini that Mike was showing just a minute ago. But taking it further on the sort of iPod economy and the whole concept and design of the iPod, as I mentioned before, Apple knew many other things would want to be added into it. They've actually put the voice recording software right into the iPod so that when we snap this on the top, you'll see on the screen, if you can see that it immediately turns it into a recording device. Now, other areas, talking about protection, skins that can go over top of them, really easily added on, low cost, and help you protect your valuable investment.
Well, they have them for the iPod. These ones are for the iPod mini. And if you recall, these iPod minis, they actually come in different colors. But why not just get a silver one and get a pack of 3 skins
Flavor of the week.
Flavor of the week. They come 3 for 30 bucks. And the nice thing is that they're rubber skins as well. So you put them on. I don't have the time to put them on right now. It takes a little bit of effort, but once it's on, it gives that extra rubber protection as well if you ever happen to drop it, heaven forbid, on the floor.
And there's all sorts of add-in accessories. This one from Monster is a splitter for the headphones so you can share your music with your loved one. This is a digital camera download adapter cable, and this one here is a multimedia card reader, all attaching to your iPod, allowing you to transfer those large files over and store them on the hard drive. Digital music is only constrained by the device playing it. If you want to hear great undistorted sound at much louder volumes, you might want to look at something like this. This is the Bose Sound Dock. It's about $400, and it really is a loudspeaker with a lot of oomph behind it. You've heard of the Bose Soundwave radio, one of the most successful radios in the world. We'll now take the guts out, put your iPod in, and you can have that sound right in your office, your den or your living room. Mike has the mini iPod. It simply pops right onto the front. This is powered up from the wall. It comes with a remote control that allows you to access all the features of your iPod. The digital music contained on here is now transferred into the speaker. A very revolutionary one was included in the system. And as you can hear, even over your regular television, it sounds pretty good.
The nice thing about this is it's got the adapter as well, so that you can take the adapter out and stick the regular iPod into it.
And both will play on the unit. And something, you know, this is good enough if you're having a small party or gathering at your house and somebody brings an iPod with them, they can just pop it on and use it.
This thing is super loud. The nice thing I like is that it's got the built-in recharging station as well. So when you put your iPod or your iPod mini in, it recharges the battery on it.
And here's another way we can go. Of course, there's many options it looks like you can do in the world of iPods. This one here, Mike, the name of this one?
Airport Express.
Airport Express is a device which is a wireless hub. Plug this into the wall and it can work as part of the Wi-Fi network you already have. Allows you to take a speaker cable out of the bottom and plug it into your home stereo for amplification. Now, iTunes, a software program that controls your iPod that is on your desktop or Mac computer, can now send through the air on your wireless network, be received here, and right out the bottom. One of the other nice features about this, it does have the Ethernet port in the bottom, so if you are traveling and want to take a wireless hub with you, simply take this to any place you want to go, plug it in the wall, put the connection in the bottom, and you've got a Wi-Fi network ready to go right away.
It's really cool with the USB connection as well. You could hook up a USB printer and send information
Which
to
is
that
actually
wirelessly.
quite handy. If you have a living room environment like this with your computer on one side of the room, your stereo and possibly your printer over here, you can now wirelessly operate right through your home. About 180 Canadian dollars. As we said, a whole iPod economy starting to come to the marketplace. Many devices available to plug in and accessorize your iPod. It isn't just the music, it's all about the technology. Check it out.
Some other stuff.
I'm even okay with those. You needed this?
Oh, by the way.
No, not you. Curtis,
What do you want on the table?
Guys happy with the colors of the TV?
All right, let's go, guys.
All right. And
I think my all-time favorite band is U2. I've been listening to them since the 80s, and they just get better and better every year. And I think they're really innovative. I mean, just look at the whole deal with Apple now with the iPod and the limited edition U2 iPod. They make great music, and they get technology.
you know, I often get asked if we're losing possible fundamental skills because we're relying so much on technology. And I guess the answer would be yes. But there's not too much we can do about it because technology's here. We need to set and find new skills. If somebody unplugged all those computers tomorrow, we'd probably be in a whole lot of trouble. But it's more than likely not going to happen. I think it's always balanced.
During the last week.
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
ETA,
We
guys?
used to do the TV show on Dave's farm. He actually had a working farm with like sheep and llamas and stuff. And it was fun. We tried to show that technology didn't have to be complicated and you could even use it out in a farm environment or a farmhouse. It was kind of hard sometimes selling that to the broadcasters that couldn't get their head around, why are you doing a computer show and there's sheep outside?
Any questions, Ron? I'd be glad to answer your question.
Curtis, Iris down a little. Bring this table in.
Can you get my
This program might look familiar to a lot of people. It's a spreadsheet, Microsoft Excel, and if you do use spreadsheets or accounting software, you probably also use the keypad, kind of like on calculators. Most keyboards actually have it built in right on the side, but if you're using a notebook computer, you'll find that obviously they don't have enough room to include it. A lot of times, like the Sony notebook here, they actually integrate it right into the existing keyboard, and you have to use the numlock key to then access it. It's not a super handy feature. That's why a lot of people use these little portable keypads. This is a new one from Targis. It's called the Targis Mini Keypad. This one also integrates a feature that I like, a calculator. I know it sounds pretty simple, but it's very handy when you're out traveling. Obviously, when you are traveling, you're not going to bring your extra keyboard. This here fits nicely into the notebook carry case. The nice thing about this is that you can actually use it as a keypad. So as you're typing away here, the numbers appear right on the screen. But by switching it into calculator mode, just by hitting the mode button here, I can then use it as a calculator. And if I just take down to the next cell here, I can add some figures up here. And once I get my final formula, I simply hit the send key, and it sends my calculation right into the spreadsheet. So now when I'm traveling, I've got the keypad. It's got a 24-inch retractable USB cord as well. And this is kind of nice. You just take the little handle on the back, and you can wind it up, and the cord disappears right into the back of the keypad itself. So traveling, bring your calculator and your keypad all in one handy unit, and save a lot of space in your notebook carry case.
And cut.
135.
How were we for content? Good. That looks good, actually.
Well, it's like audience.
20 million people look at it right now.
Remember, most of the services online that offer you music for sale use different encodings to MP3 to give you better quality. That's still just one step up. If we're really looking to have that incredible audio experience, there are two new standards on the horizon. Super Audio, which is mainly backed by Sony, and DVD Audio, which is a new use for the DVD. That audio quality, oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Or do you want that table out of the way?
She wanted the small one, but she didn't have the color.
Okay.
Depending on her mood.
Yes, connector on this side.
You know what? I'm thinking most people know what it is, and that's going to flop because it's so big compared to these that we're getting. Like, for a second, thank you very much. And mark it.
Show 5, 3-4, tape for marker.
And action.
One of the most popular devices in the marketplace these days is anything that can allow you to take your music with you on the run. The iPod, Sony, all sorts of them. But those have large capacities and a fairly large format, though we consider them small. Let's take a look now at some of the ultimate in small of taking your music, or for that matter, any digital information with you. This one is from Creative. It's called the Movo. And this is the device that allows you to take music. It's 256 megabytes, but that same memory can also be used as a USB key to transfer anything. Now, what's unique about this one, it also has an FM tuner built into it. If you travel to a new location, it'll automatically seek out stations, put them on the pre-selected tuning button, and pick up those stations for you automatically. Uniquely, too, it can also record in a WMA file directly to the memory. So while you're listening to the radio, you can record it as well. How much music will it hold? Well, in that 256 megabytes, about 4 hours of MP3s, or about 8 hours of radio if you recorded it, and on one AAA battery, up to 15 hours of playback time. Not bad for a little device that can go right in your pocket and connect to a set of headphones and have some fun while you're out on the road.
Well, let me beat you on that one. This is from Creative Labs as well. This is their MPO. Check out how small this little guy is. This has 1 gigabyte of memory built into it.
That is small and it is big.
So that can hold tons of music. It's got a rechargeable battery built into it, so it can actually go for about 10 hours. And it's a piece of jewelry. They've got 3 different types of colors: ruby red, blue sapphire is the one I have here. So you'd almost be proud to wear this around your neck. You plug in the headphones here. This is nice because it's got the built-in white LCD display here, so you can clearly see what's happening. And believe it or not, there's a voice recorder built into this as well. And
Voice recorder here too?
Well, this one's
Forgot to say
smaller.
it.
But check this out. How do you get the music on here? It turns this little USB, it plugs into the headphone jack here, turns it into a mass storage device as well. So you simply plug this into any USB port on your Mac or your Windows-based computer, so you can take the music in there, or have 1 gigabyte of storage space for
cool.
any file.
About 150 Canadian dollars right
This
now.
one here is roughly around $300.
Yeah. And you're dealing with a very high capacity.
And I look pretty.
And Mike said, as he said, it looks like jewelry around your neck. A little bling bling there for Mike. So enjoy your music and take it with you as you go.
And cut. Very nice.
Bling bling.
Time for lunch.
How is it for contact? Okay, we're at 2:22.
You got lunch? Time?
Hang on,
Gentlemen?
stand by.
Lunch.
Just finalizing a song transfer. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, what are the ways I can get MP3 songs with me when I'm on the go? There's really three ways. One is putting them on a CD, the other is using flash memory, and the other is using a player that has a hard drive built into it. What's the best and what are the features of each? Well, in a CD-type bass player, you're going to play your regular CDs. And when you record and transfer MP3s onto the CD and burn them yourself, you're going to get about 11 times as many songs. So about 120 or so songs will fit onto a single CD. The only thing to watch is you don't want to bang this around too much when you're out. They do have anti-skipping, which means it stores a little bit of the song into a buffer. Therefore, you're okay, but you don't want to bang them around too much. They're probably the lowest cost way of getting your music recorded and out. The flash-type memory devices are the smallest, but you're going to pay the most. It depends on what the going rate for flash memory is in the marketplace. This one has about 1 gigabyte, so it's going to be fairly costly. But that will hold about 200 songs. It's great for an active person. There's really not too much you can do to damage it, and it easily fits in your pocket. The other type, iPod definitely leading the way there, is with a hard drive inside. You want to be a little bit careful with these because if you bang them too hard, you could damage the drive, even though there is shock resistance inside. These things go up to 60 gigabytes in some devices, and how many songs could that hold? That's about 12,000 or more songs, so there's not a lot of need to redock it and transfer songs over. You're going to get the highest capacity, you're going to have the most availability of lists, but you're going to pay the most money out of the gate. So lowest cost way to take medium amount of songs with you, the most efficient way to ensure you're not going to get any damage or jar them around, and this is the way that you're going to take all of your songs with you by using a hard drive. I tend to vary between all of them, and it's part of the game.
You always hear people complaining about the recording industry and it's their right to download free music. Well, I think what the recording industry is realizing now is that if they do make it convenient for people to buy these songs in high quality, people are going to do it. I mean, look at Apple and iTunes. People have downloaded millions and millions of songs and paid for it, and gladly have done that, and I would too. And I think the next step for artists as far as like the physical medium is DVD. If you've got a DVD surround sound system in your home, or a lot of cars are building this in now, you can get some pretty amazing concert DVDs that kind of just encompass you in the whole feeling. You've got the band all around you, and I love buying those DVDs. You know, they're $20, $30, $40, and I'd pay that in a heartbeat.
You know, there's a couple big issues in the industry. One, manufacturers and distributors and artists need to protect their work. So of course, there needs to be copy protection schemes to ensure that. How strong they are or how stiff they are needs to still be determined. Do I think that manufacturers are coming out with new encoding models just to resell the albums again? Yes. No. They want to do it to ensure that you're getting the best audio quality. You're going to buy all those CDs over again, of course. But at the end of the day, new DVD encoding methods for music are upping the audio quality by 10 and 50 times. Wouldn't you want to listen to it that way?
I think he's okay though because I've talked to him since then, not about that. He was fine.
Does this one take MP3 files now? Yeah. Nope.
And mark it. Show 5, segment 4-7, take 3, marker.
And action.
You know, it is funny sometimes when you look at cultural phenomena like the Walkman, for example. The word now exists in the Oxford English Dictionary, and Sony has sold more than 350 million of them. Now, some have said Sony had been a little bit late getting into sort of the MP3 or portable music players with a hard drive. Obviously, iPod has a significant place in the marketplace, but this hard drive version of the network Walkman is definitely in the market with a vengeance. It's got a 20 gigabyte hard drive in it, and some of the interesting things, it has nearly triple the battery life of an iPod. It can charge a lot quicker. And interestingly, Sony uses a different format for their music. It's called A-Track 3. It's actually an acronym, ATRAC3. I know it sounds like 8-track, but it is A-Track. And the file size is up to half that of an MP3, meaning on a 20 gigabyte drive on, say, an iPod where you get about 10,000 songs, on this one you can pack in nearly 13,000 songs. If you have that many, there's room to put them.
Well, some of the features you said, that the battery life is phenomenal. I think it's up to 30 hours when you do have it in that 8-track 3 format. And it's a really quick charge. You can get an 80% charge in under an hour, which is great if you want to get out on the road. Also comes with music software that you load into your PC so that you can drag and drop all your favorite songs. It'll automatically do all the conversions and dump it straight into the Walkman here so you can get out on the road. You can see right on the front here, it's even got a built-in LCD screen. It's very intuitive, so you can have it display all your playlists and all the details of the songs that you're going to be playing.
Now, it is currently running about 500 Canadian dollars, but you will notice it does have a small form factor on it. It is smaller than the iPod, about the size of the iPod mini, still a different shape. But remember, on the iPod mini, there's only a 4 GB hard drive, and this one does have a 20, so it is an option. Main thing to remember is it doesn't directly play MP3s. You can transfer them onto this, take them back to your computer, run it through the application. It will convert them, shrink them down, keep the high fidelity, and ensure you that you've got lots of room to put a lot more songs on. Sounds good, and I really think it's a good player in the marketplace. Something to check out.
I love Britney Spears. No, I'm kidding. The cool thing about digital music now, it's so easy to discover new music. In the past, I mean, you had to hear it on the radio or go down to the CD store to see what new artists were out. Now, it's right there in front of you. You can get that song instantly. You know, for 99 cents, you've got that song that you can listen to in your iPod or right on your TV.
Dave Chalk Connected is brought to you by Telus. The future is friendly.
Let's face it, MP3 music is really terrible. It's not about the quality of the music. MP3 was all about compressing a song so small that you could send it through the air or send it to another device. I think we're getting past that stage now with higher speeds of connectivity. We need to bring the richness back into sound. So MP3s are really on their way out.
Move-oo?
Move-o.
Move-o.
Show 5,
It's
3
Moo though, right? Not Mo?
Sorry, move-o.
Move-o, okay.
And action. You know, there's almost This is the Sony Walkman NWD-H-1 Walkman for network purposes. Now in the Oxford Dictionary. In fact, the Walkman really did change many people's lives when it came to background noise. So kiss me and smile for me.